My name's Nicole Kramer. I'm currently living in Bozeman, Montana for about 15 years now. My current occupation is HIPAA compliance security advisor. So what that means is I help hospitals meet HIPAA security requirements. So HIPAA is federal guidelines to protect your medical records. A very good friend of mine, Heidi, we were dog walking one day and she told me about TARDIS. It sounded like it'd be a really good fit from what she explained to me. But when Heidi kind of told me about this cash flow idea and the snowball, I thought that would be perfect because she was kind of telling me about some other people's experience with the same scenario as what I was looking for. A little bit over 2 years, I paid off my husband's truck, I paid off my car, I paid off my RV. Just the whole process of understanding that your money can go to debt with this extra income from Lending Club and Legacy, it's made it so much quicker to pay off these loans that were just hanging over my head. I put all of my money into my snowball, paying that debt down that I've invested into my investments, Lending Club, Legacy, rental properties. When I was planning to go to Australia, we were going to set aside like $10,000 maybe for the whole trip for myself and my husband, and we were going to plan it. And a little bit of money would have gone to that, and a little bit of money would have gone to paying my line of credit down. If I had started it many years ago, it would have helped me identify all of this extra cash that I had that I'm frivolously spending. We were just buying crap and it was just not doing anything for us, just accumulating these assets that made no money for us. So if I had done this probably 10 years ago, I would have had income to invest in this. We'd be much further down the line. We went to the Dominican Republic. My friend has a condo out there, so we stayed for free. We only had to pay for food, so that was probably $1,000 for a whole week. We've got a little place outside Yellowstone National Park. We just hop in the car and off we go. We've never been big vacationers and we're pretty thrifty when we travel, so I totally recommend TARDIS to others. It gives you like this whole idea of having a second income, not relying on that one income, because that's a big deal. I think a lot of people are seeing that now, that they've only had this one job. They've gotten laid off for months and months and months at a time with potential for not even going back to work. I think back to 9/11, when that all happened and a lot of people got laid off there. For myself, I was living in Manhattan at the time working. I had a job, but 1 year after 9/11, our company really slowed down and then they did layoffs. So that was a year after, maybe even a little over a year. So I didn't have a second income at the time. I actually had to move out of New York City because I couldn't afford my rent anymore because unemployment didn't cover it. It wasn't that high back then, but it was enough, and unemployment wasn't that much, and we didn't have a bonus unemployment. So I think back to those times where if I had this income model, and I've talked about it with other TARDIS folks, they feel the same way. I had this second stream of income that could support us for the next 2 to 3 years, depending on where you're at with your investing in Lending Club and Legacy. And even if you've got the rentals, forget it, you're set there. You'd have that money to keep you going. I mean, typically people can find a job in about 6 months. It took me 6 months. I'm in a pretty high demand job. It still took me a while to find work when I got laid off back in the day. But this would have really helped. So I definitely recommend it.